Okay, literally what the hell is happening? Her and Cosmo were like locked in. There had never been anyone else for him, not then, not now. I'm like buzzing with excitement for this book for some reason. Hey everyone, as you can tell by the title, I'm doing a reading vlog. I haven't filmed a book video in months, honestly. In this video, we're going to be reading The Nocturnals by Frances Whiting. So I first saw this book a few weeks ago when I went away. I hadn't seen it in any other bookstore. And honestly, what caught my eye was the cover. Look how pretty. So I picked it up and read the back, and it sounds really interesting to me. I've been thinking about it ever since I saw it. And then I remembered I had a Dimmix voucher, so I went and bought it the other day, and I just wanted to film a reading vlog for it. I've read this much last night, and you know those books that you can tell you're gonna love, and it's gonna be one of those comfort reads for me. I'm gonna keep coming back to it and these characters, so that's why I've decided to film this reading vlog, because I just have this feeling that it's gonna be one of those books that I wish I could read for the first time again. So I thought I would document my first time reading it. It's a general fiction. I think it follows these 5 high school students who were best friends, lost touch, and now one of them is calling them all back together to meet up again 15 years later, and that is all I know so far. We're just sort of meeting each of the characters. So there's Beatrice, Nina, Harriet, Cosmo, and Hunter. I'm like buzzing with excitement for this book for some reason, and it only has like 300 reviews on Goodreads, all of them pretty high, but it is not spoken about a lot. So before we jump off into the video, I'm going to give a very quick spoiler-free review because the rest of the video will contain spoilers. Overall, I enjoyed this book. It's an easy read, general fiction following these people's lives all through high school, and then when they reunite later on. It kind of touches on found family. I feel like they all really relied on each other in high school to get through because their families weren't great. I do think that there were some things missing in this book. It was a little bit underdeveloped and some plot points didn't really make sense, but apart from that, I do think it was a really easy read. That is a spoiler-free review, and here's your warning that there will be spoilers from here on out. It's the same day I've just made a tea. China Jasmine, I love having this at night, and I've been reading a lot more. I'm now 94 pages through, and we are finding out about each of the characters right now. So Beatrice, her parents are very neglectful. They don't care where she is, who she's hanging out with, or what she's doing. So she's pretty much free. That comes with its own cons. Cosmo, he just doesn't really get along with his family. I think they're very hard on his study. They want to make sure that he's doing really well in school. Hunter, he also has a lot of pressure. He's the most popular kid, but his parents really want him to get a sports scholarship. He does not want to do that. And then Nina, she's actually got a really good relationship with her mother, but she's always worrying about things and stressing, and she just wants to be more carefree like the other ones. And so you've kind of got these 4 different characters who probably wouldn't be friends but will somehow get along. So Nina is new to the school. The other 3 were already friends, and we haven't met Harriet yet, which is the last person in the blurb. I think they meet her later on in life. So Nina is the new kid that's been added and accepted into their group. I've already taken down so many quotes just of things that have stuck out to me, lines I really like, things I resonated with. I feel like Nina is me, I am Nina. Just her internal dialogue, I feel like I'm really understanding her. We're also learning about the dynamics of the group. So Hunter and Beatrice are in this on and off relationship where Hunter keeps stuffing up and Beatrice keeps accepting him back. Nina likes Hunter. Nina and Beatrice are really good friends, but Cosmo keeps getting annoyed at Hunter for kind of ruining the group dynamics when he stuffs up the relationship. And Cosmo has not found the person he's in love with yet, which we already know from the prologue that it is Harriet. So I'm excited to see their story unfold because there was already a really sweet quote about them too. We found this out like 20 pages in. He always called her atomic number 80, and so in his perspective he said, Cosmo, the miracle of Harriet was absolute. There had never been anyone else for him, not then, not now. It was always atomic number 80. Which is just so cute. So that is where we're at with dynamics. Currently they've finished the school term, they're on summer break, and I feel like everything always goes down on summer break. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I wasn't able to do any work this afternoon because, as I said, I'm just really excited about this book. So I'm just going to continue reading for the night. I'm probably going to finish this in a few days at this rate. 5, then and now, which flicks back to the present. So the prologue was spoken in present tense, and then we've been in the past looking at them all meeting in high school, and now we're back to the present, which I find interesting that them kind of in high school took more than half of the book, which means them meeting up now and resolving all these issues are gonna have to be fixed in less than half of the book, so it's not really a 50-50 split. I guess we did need this backstory to understand them and their relationships. Now we only have this much to see them meet as adults and also figure out why they're not friends anymore. They've hinted that Hunter had this miraculous plan to go to New York when they graduate, and he would bring Beatrice with him because obviously they're dating, and then his plan was they would all follow, but the other three kind of had a lot of resignations about it, so I'm not sure if that was their point of falling out. Yeah, I'm basically not sure. I've read a lot of the book and I can't really pinpoint anything that's happened necessarily, but I feel like that's with a lot of general fictions. Nothing really happens, nothing major anyway. It's kind of just following these people's lives, and I personally love that. Like, I've flown through this. I know some of my friends don't because they're like, what's the point, what's happening? And they're kind of like, is no point, you're just meeting these people and watching them go through high school together. And I also love that this is set in Australia. It's just nice reading a book that is close to home. I can picture the places they're talking about, and yeah, I just feel like so much media is not set in Australia, so when I do find an Aussie fiction, I love it. So now I'm very intrigued as to what's going to happen in part 5. We know already from the prologue that Hunter actually moved to New York. Nina and Cosmo, I think, work together at the school, and then the other two, I don't know what they're doing. So it's my little halfway update. We just found out that Hunter took Harriet to New York, not Beatrice. T. So that's probably why they fell out. Now we're back in the past. I think Beatrice is pregnant. Okay, literally what the hell is happening? So Nina still lives in the same house and she's looking to where Hunter used to live next door. She goes in room while Hunter's standing at her door, a set of keys in his hand, a thin streak of blood on his cheek. It was the last time she'd seen him. What is happening? Also ignore I've been wearing this jumper in literally every single clip. This has just been my go-to home jumper for the past few days, so. And Nina and Hunter just kissed. Oh my god, Beatrice is gonna be so upset. I want to see why Harriet left with Hunter, because that doesn't make sense. Because her and Cosmo were like locked in. Oh my. So backstory, Hunter deals with panic attacks and Cosmo was always the one to find him in the school bathrooms and coach him through it. And now he goes, all those times he had helped Hunter breathe, he had repaid Cosmo by taking his breath away. I was just editing this video to upload it today and I realized I never gave my final review of the book. So I finished this a few days ago and I think I just never really spoke about it because I'm quite confused with how I feel. Obviously, we all know I was really excited for it, thought it was gonna be a 5 stars, and I don't think it was, which is such a shame, but I'm not really sure what was wrong with it, which is why I think I'm gonna struggle to do this review because there's just something off for me, and I think I've landed on a 3.75 because I was really into it at times, but then some things just didn't make sense. It felt a little bit like underdeveloped. For example, why was Beatrice pregnant? They never mentioned that or brought that up again, so was that really needed? Why was Hunter standing at Nina's door with blood dripping from his face? Like, we never really figured out. He was in a fight, but with who? Why? I don't remember if we got told. I didn't see the twist coming at the end. I also think that the ending took a dark turn that didn't really need to happen. It felt a little bit random to the tone of the rest of the book. Not dark as in Harriet dying, I mean dark as in like they killed the dad. Indirectly killed the dad, or then the mum with the guy in the green van. I just thought it was all a bit random. And also they never really said what Harriet was sick with, and wouldn't she want to see them when she's sick? I don't know, a lot of it just didn't make sense. And I don't know how I feel about the reunion because the whole book kind of built up to it and then it didn't even, I don't know, I feel like they didn't even really, I don't know, basically I'm confused. I was honestly just going to say no rating for this book, but I always give my books a rating, so I think I'm going to go 3.75. I think it is still a good read, beautiful cover to display on your bookshelf as well. But yeah, something was just off. I also forgot to say that I've just come off the back of a really heavy fantasy books, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit slumpish, so it might not be the book's fault, it might just be my fault. I might actually enjoy it on a reread, but so that could also be why. But that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love filming book videos. I should do them more often. But I'll see you guys very soon.